What?
My face is melting. Today we're here to do a story time. Oh my god.
Sorry.
You hit me in the face. Anyway, on like Ouija board stories, because we've played with it like quite a lot. Most of the times weren't on camera.
Yeah.
So, and some of them were pretty interesting, and so we're just gonna tell some stories.
We're gonna tell some stories. I think the first couple are like coincidences that happen to like come true and be like, we used to ask, like now I don't, but we used to ask about like what would happen in the future, and a lot of it that I remember like we asked has actually come true. So first are a couple coincidences, and the last one is like a really weird kind of like creepy scary thing that happened to us like one of the last times we played at her apartment. So yeah, we'll just get started telling you. Okay, the first one that I can remember was me and one of my old friends used to play with the Ouija board a lot, and I remember we were asking like when that she would get pregnant and when I would get pregnant, and I can't remember what mine said, but I remember hers distinctively saying she was 18 when she was gonna get pregnant, and when she was gonna have her baby, she was gonna be 19. And like we asked after that who her baby daddy was gonna be, and it told us a name. And at this time she happened to be talking to another guy that was also had this name. So I'm not gonna say any names just for like the privacy of the people if they don't want it to be out there. But so it said that name. So anyway, she got pregnant when she was 18 and gave birth to one kid when she was 19 that did not have this dad, so we didn't think about it. Well, I think it was about a year ago, I think she's one now, she got pregnant with the name of the guy that it said, but it was a different guy than what we had thought. So we put this together recently and was like, oh my god, that's really creepy. So like, it was right on both coincidences. Like she had her first baby when she was 19, and it said she was gonna be 18 when she got pregnant and 19 when she had it. And then she had a baby with the guy's name that they gave us 2 years later. So that was really creepy.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, me and Haley, our friend that you've probably seen on this channel in some of our videos before, were playing at my house one time, and she and her boyfriend were having like a weird thing with his baby mama, and like she'd recently moved away to somewhere else, and me and Haley were just being dumb and maniacal. We're like, oh, well, where does she live? And like it gave out an address and like said it was on a certain street or something, and me and Haley were like, okay, that's probably not right, and it said it was in like wherever it was. I can't remember where it said, but I remember it said it. And then recently Haley and her boyfriend had gone there, and like it was like the same address Haley said. She said she remembered it saying the same street and everything. I don't remember the address, but she told me that it was real, and that's just really weird, and like a weird coincidence that had happened. And I was just like, how is this real? Like, how is this right? Our creepy story.
We have the creepy story.
It was just really weird and creepy. Like it wasn't like scary, like nothing like ridiculous happened,
but it was weird. Like I got scared.
It was just really weird. So we were at her apartment, and we were talking to this spirit, and we were like asking it questions. We asked if it was okay if we asked it questions. It said yes. So we were like, how did you die? And it like spelled out axe, and we were like, okay, were you murdered? And it said yes. And we were like, okay, like that's weird. And we were just like, okay. And it started to like go to numbers, like a bunch of random numbers, and then started to spell something. And I remember we were like, me and Haley was like, well, what are you doing? Are you trying to spell an address? And it said yes. And we were like, okay, why do you want, like why do you want to give us an address? And it just spelled out dig. And we were like, nope. And I said, we have to go to goodbye now, like goodbye. And went
so
straight
scary.
to goodbye. And like I remember you looked up and was like, what did it just say?
Dude, I was so scared. I was like, I'm never playing this again.
It was really creepy.
Because just imagine playing with a Ouija board and it telling you to dig
it up, like for some reason.
That's
like,
creepy.
I don't know. It was just really creepy, and it was like trying to spell it. And I remember it gave us like its name and its age and like around what time it died, and it had been from around here, had died around here. But I think we did. I think it said we didn't know who it was, because obviously I think they were from like 18 something, which I don't understand how their grave or anything would still be here. But that was just a really creepy thing that happened, and I was like, what the heck? Like, why is this happening right now? So I just told it goodbye. I didn't want to like continue with that. That starts to freak me out. So I remember about there was one thing that this is the only time I've ever been like truly scared when I played the Ouija board. But me and one of my other friends I used to hang out with a lot, we got into Ouija boards. I got her into Ouija boards like really bad, and we would play them like every night, and I would go to her house and we would play. And so she had one of her friends come over, and she'd been like played with like a bunch of like spiritual stuff, and she knew a lot about it. Like she knew more than like I do about it. So she came over and she was playing with us, and I don't remember the name because I don't want to say it anymore because it kept spelling it out. But we were just playing like normal, and we would always ask it if it was like a good or a bad spirit. And this time we said, "Are you good?" And it went to no. And we were like, okay, well, we have to go to goodbye. Goodbye. If you're not good, we need to go to goodbye. And it was like, no. And we were like, yes, we have to go to goodbye. And if you don't go to goodbye, it's just like, if it's even real, like I think it's real, honestly, it's just like really, really bad. Like it can like leave a portal open or whatever they say. So like we always want to go to goodbye, and it kept saying no, and then it like violently was like no, 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 like it kept going. So finally me and her friend left our fingers on the board, and Hannah got like so mad that she started reading from the Bible and was like reading, and I felt like the weirdest ever. I felt like I couldn't move, and I was just like sitting there and like was cold. I don't know how to explain it, but like I remember it just told us its name. And that's it, besides saying no, and it like would not go to goodbye. So like then me and her put our fingers on the board, and her friend got up and was like lighting sage and like walking around, and then like I'm sitting there with my fingers on the board, and then Hannah gets up and is like starting like yelling like Bible verses out, and like I felt so weird, and it was so uncomfortable. It was like the weirdest feeling in my life, and that's the only time I've been scared. And finally, like, we yelled and told it to go to goodbye, and it finally just went down to goodbye, and we, like, put it up. And this was, like, a homemade Ouija board. This wasn't mine. So we used to home-make them with, like shot glasses and stuff. But that was the only time I've ever been freaked out. I didn't play it for, like, a long time because I was so freaked out.
Yeah, that's, like, fucking scary. Like, I'm glad I wasn't there because I would probably, like, poop my pants.
Oh, yeah, and I realized I just said Hannah's name, but I'm sure she doesn't care.
Yeah,
but, yeah, that was a really, really creepy story. I remember, I don't know, it was just, that was the most terrified I've ever been by a Ouija board. I've never been, like, freaked out by one before until then, and I was like, no, that's not happening today. Like,
No.
I just don't know how to explain how I felt. I felt like so like I couldn't move, and I couldn't breathe right, and I felt like something was heavy on me, like, and I just shouldn't move. I shouldn't move is what I thought, and I felt, and I remember I was saying, hey, stop saying that, stop. And then her friend was finally like, hey, stop now, that's not helping. Like, she was yelling like Bible verses, and we felt like so weird. I don't know how to explain how weird I felt. It was just weird, and I'm rambling, but.
I'm rambling. Okay, so one time we were playing with the Ouija board, and like, how did it even go?
It was at your apartment, and we were just like playing it, asking like normal questions, like being dumb, and then we were like, is there anything you want to tell us or talk to us about? And it spelled out this person's name, and he happened to spell his name weird, and I said it's spelling out the letters, and it was 3 letters, and then our other friend was like, whoa, that's how he spells his name. Like, he spells his name weird. That's how he spells his name. And we were like, well, that's weird. And we were like, do you want to talk to him? Like, he's here. And it said yes. And, like, they were both like, no, we're not playing. Like, we don't like that
they
stuff.
They didn't even believe like, that we were being real.
Yeah, they thought that it was fake and we were moving it and everything. And then, like, it was like, they were like, oh, well, ask it this and see if it's right or whatever. And like it would answer it completely right. And by the way, I didn't know this kid's name at all. Like,
she didn't even know.
I didn't know his name. I didn't know anything about him.
Was I even playing at that point? I don't remember.
I think you were at first, and then you stopped playing. It was just me and Haley. But yeah, so we were like playing, and like it was answering questions right, and they were like, oh my god, that's right. And they were like, oh well, there's no way they could know that. And we're like flipping out, and we were like, okay. And we were like, do you want him to play? And it was like saying yes. So finally, like, him and our other friend ended up playing, and it was like telling him that it was his dead relative or something. I don't know if it was like, obviously I don't know if it was real because I don't know him, or if they were moving it. I don't think they were moving it. But
yeah, the fact that they didn't believe us and they were playing. We had them play by themselves for a minute, didn't we? It was just them two. The people that didn't believe it worked, and then it was working. And
it was completely working, and it was really weird. And like telling him stuff that apparently was true about his family, and like asking how his aunt spells his name or something. I remember spells her name, or like what her aunt's name was, or what her like maiden name or something was, and it answered it right too. And we were like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I like we didn't know him. I didn't know a thing about him. I mean, didn't even know his name.
I just knew like his name.
I didn't even know his name at that time. But that was like really cool. I thought it was really cool how it did that. I was like, what the heck?
So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll be back soon to make more videos, hopefully of like, you know, Ouija board stuff, because you seem to like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.